Texas, Utah, and Washington. CDC saying this is not a problem with the measles vaccine not working. This is a problem with the measles vaccine not being used. And as I mentioned to Steve, we declared measles eliminated in 2000, meaning that...
Well, that news story is kind of timely for this edition of Salty on Religion. And there's a lot going on in this one, so pack a lunch, get a cold drink, have a seat. I saw the movie V for Vendetta the other night. We got Netflix where we get the 2 DVDs and whatnot. And V for Vendetta, I heard about the movie, and of course, you know, with the Guy Fawkes mask and all the We Are Anonymous things going on in the world. So it was kind of it kind of piqued my interest, so we rented it or chose it as part of a Netflix thing and watched it. And first impressions, it was a good movie. It had good action, had a fairly decent storyline. Natalie Portman, apparently she's a British person. And so spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, it's a good movie. Most movies anymore, even those real life or based on a true story movies, or even movies made from books that I've already read, I have to check my brain at the door. Meaning, I leave all my expectations somewhere else before I watch it. And of course, you can't do that 100%. But I try to limit my expectations when I see a movie, whether I hear it's bad, whether I hear it's good. I try to watch it with a fresh perspective. And when I apply that premise to watching V for Vendetta, it's a good movie. It's okay. It's got, if you just go through a checklist, good acting, good special effects, had a good plot, but it never ceases to amaze me, or it always irritates me, I guess you could say. Even though I know it's coming, even though I check my brain at the door, I'm human and I can't help but interject my own personal opinions when I watch the movies. And this movie in particular, spoiler, is about a political party that comes into power after they, you know, it's set in England, and apparently there was a war with America again in like 2005, something like that, in this recent era, and the British government, to control the people, or the British government that came to power as a result of the war with the U.S., in order to control the people, organized a poison vaccine, or released a virus that killed a bunch of people. It's kind of like a plague-like virus, but then they developed the vaccine for it, coming to save the day. You know, conspiracy theory type things. And there's two head guys in the government that pretty much control everything, and they have their minions. And the protagonist, the hero in the movie, V, the guy with the Guy Fawkes mask, was one of the people that they experimented on, but he survived. And V for Vendetta, he makes it his lifelong ambition to get back at all the people who hurt him. There ends the parts of the movie that I like. Now, I did a little bit of research, not much, into the movie and the storyline. Apparently there's a book about it, and of course that they made the movie into. And I'll get to the point where this relates to religion. Ready? 3, 2, 1, now. In the book, the political party that takes over is the fascist party. They're fascists. Meaning, well, you can look up what fascism is. But in the movie, just real quick, just one sentence, and that one sentence kind of irritated me throughout the rest of the movie. It said the Conservative Party took over. Now, the government party in the movie set up like a nanny state where, you know, we're saving you from yourselves. You know, everybody must be safe. There's a curfew. You can't be out in the streets for your own safety. You know, there's cameras everywhere. So that's at the beginning of the movie, and later on in the movie, you find out other things that the government has banned, and you find out that the government is religious, quote unquote, religious based, some kind of church based, and there's the symbol of the government is the I can't remember what the name of the cross is, but it's the cross with the double crosses, if you know what I mean. I'll put the name of the type of cross in here. So it relates the government. It calls, whoa, dude crossed the line. It relates the government to religion, and it relates the government to the Conservative Party. So why they chose to change that is either ignorant or an outright concerted effort to lie and suggest that the government or that conservatives want to control everything, want, you know, a nanny state. Now, there's social conservatism where, you know, everybody should dress conservatively and everybody should be moral and all that. And that's kind of what they suggest in the movie. But there's political conservatism, which is kind of anti-nanny state. So I won't go too much into that. This video is gonna be long enough as it is. So anyway, that, you know, that part of the movie really irritated me. But the premise of the movie, in that, trust me, I am not one that says all conservatives are good. I know conservatives are people. People will screw things up if you give them a chance. Never underestimate the power of stupidity. But you know, the fact that they're kind of blaming conservatism for the problems in the movie is kind of wrong. So how does that tie in with the current measles epidemics, quote unquote? Well, you know, the movie has to do with the government introducing the virus so they can come in and cure you. In that, a lot of conspiracy theorists out there believe that this measles thing is the government introducing measles back in so the rich, evil pharmaceutical companies can swoop in with these vaccinations and save the day. So that's how that ties in. So it's kind of timely that that I actually happened to watch that movie, and then this measles thing is happening. So how does this tie into religion? Well, one, because the movie suggests that it was a religious faction and a conservative political party that was the evil party. And to a certain extent, it has some merit in that, you know, as a Christian, some of the Christians in my life have probably been the nastiest people I've ever met. So I'll say that right now. And this kind of ties into some of the comments I got from my other Salty on Religion videos, in that it's important, if you're not a spiritual person or if you're not a Christian, and you're still exploring, you're still on your, what I call your spiritual journey. I didn't coin that term. Along your spiritual journey, you will encounter, and I'm telling you right now, kind of a friendly advice. You're gonna encounter people who claim they're Christians but don't act very quote unquote Christian-like, and that ties into my "What's Your Motivation" video on religion. You know, are people who claim to be Christians but really aren't acting very Christian-like, are they motivated by the power that they get by claiming to be Christians and associating themselves? You know, that's beside the point. But you have to, you're gonna run into people who will turn you off on your spiritual journey, but that does not mean that the religion itself is the problem. You know, people I've heard that say, well, I used to be a Christian, but I got turned off because, you know, what God would allow this to happen, or what God uses people like this or that. Well, God had nothing. Well, I would say nothing, but that person that was evil, that claimed to be a Christian, like Jim Jones or other people like him, that was their choice. They chose that path for themselves, and I'm sure God had guided them to the path of the right, of the correct way, but we have free will as Christians. I don't have to believe what I believe. I don't have to say anything. I choose to, but under guidance. Now, just like if your parents tell you to do one thing or another and you know it's good for you, but you choose not to, that's your choice. You know, they're not so much forcing you to do anything. Everything in life is a choice. Some choices are better than others, and some choices have pleasant outcomes, and some choices have not so pleasant outcomes, even though you may be faced with a situation that where it doesn't look like there are any pleasant outcomes. So, what does all this mean? Well, I guess it just means that when you are trying to find your own way, don't base your opinions solely on the behavior of people, because people will screw it up for you every time. When you put your expectations in people and not the spiritual aspect of it, as far as what the teachings of the Bible tell you, you're going to set yourself up for disappointment. And some people actually kind of want that. They want to prove to themselves, see, this religion is not for me because of what this guy did, or what that woman did, or what this group of people did to me. I went through a few churches before I found the one that spoke to me, so to speak, that gave me that warm fuzzy. That's best I can say. Some people might say that shopping for churches, or shopping for religions, maybe, but you have to find the message that speaks to you, and the other thing is you have to be listening for it. You have to be looking for the message before you can hear it, because another video I made, blessings are all around you, and if you're not listening for them, or if you're not in tune to them, they can be happening, and you could not even know that they're there. So anyway, that's my rambling for today. I hope that you are successful in your spiritual journey. Feel free to comment whether you agree or disagree with either the movie, my points of view on how people screw things up, or anything. I mean, this is an open discussion. That's the goal of these videos, is to keep the conversation going. So hope everybody has a good day, and stay safe out there, and God bless. Take care. Bye.